Montana.
Touchdown, Dee Ford with the slot. This is my end zone. Give me everything you got. Defense, hit him with that Cosa Nostra. Quan Alexander, this dance, Nick both sides. 49er Empire, 49er Empire. This is for the fan base, die hard, set by. Stand up, 4-9 to the heart, J.E. Paul Lord back in Candlestick Park.
I want to send a message out to those Wisconsin cheesehead, even though I was born and raised there. But I am predicting that my 49ers will win by 17 points, baby.
Oh, yes.
Are you listening?
And Niners!
Damn.
Ronbo Sports here, representing the Niner Empire Organization worldwide, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Germany, France, South America, Mexico, and all across the USA, from East Coast to West Coast. We hear from everybody, and I'm just so delighted to have met. I tell you, fam, it's been such a glorious run these last few years. I first started this, met so many 49 fam. And I want to tell you, as I always say, I appreciate you, fam, letting me come in here and jump up and down, bouncing off the walls, going crazy. And this year, more than ever, do we get to do all of that. I'm talking all of that. Fam, remember, beginning of the season, right? And especially ESPN, because they're the loudest out there in your face, you know, the world sport leader with their predictions of 49ers. We were supposed to go 8-8, remember? Remember that we were supposed to go 8-8. And then somebody said if things go well, it might go 9-7. And if things really fall into place, 10-6 is about it. Now, we got 9 wins right now, ain't got but 1 loss and shouldn't have had that one. So, how you like us now? Oh, I've been waiting to say that for years. Oh, God, yes. But 9-1, fam, I look at this game coming up now, this is kind of like Judgment Day. See, because the teams we've beaten, as you know, comically, we refer to them as the games that after we win them, y'all ain't beat nobody. We beat nobody's out of 9 teams. Well, we played the Cardinals twice, but still. No. This team is for real, and it should be taken that way. It won't happen this year. I've already made up my mind. We will not be taken seriously this year, because people are still looking for us to fail. We're predicted to lose almost every week for the last 3 or 4 weeks, except for the games we played against the Cardinals. But everybody else, pretty much there was always a prediction out there that we were going to lose. Now, odds makers have not been so stupid, though. As you know, MC won his money last week. Oh, no, this week. Well, did he win this week? Anyway, the fact is, MC's been making money all season long. So, this is why I'm saying we are that good. I got to tell you something else, too. Good things have come from what's going on right now. Now, we're in a little bit of trouble right now because the fact of the matter is our starters are leaving. But fam, here's the thing. This team has developed such a character, a resiliency, a strength, an inner we will not be denied. Losing is not an option with the 49ers. We're watching pieces fall off one after another. You know what I really appreciate about all this? If there's a silver lining to all of this, remember the first few weeks, it was all about the run game, and Jimmy was laying back kind of idle. He made a few passes the game. Jimmy's got a couple of games where he was less than 200 yards and we were still beating the brains out of teams. So here's the thing. Now, this last 3 games, about the last 3 games, right? Because now all of a sudden the run game has come to somewhat of a halt. And people were threatening about that all year long coming into, when we were running, I thought, oh man, ain't nobody gonna stop that run game. By design, that run game can't be stopped. And all of a sudden, the run game is getting stopped. The good thing about that is this, Jimmy G, this team is on his shoulders. And granted, the Cardinals are not looked upon as a team that's going to be tough. But I don't care what anybody says, Cardinals. It's a division game, okay? Games are always tough within the division. Anyway, the Cards have lived up to that billing and have kept the 49ers from running. The Hawks did the same thing. And so Jimmy G was forced into action. What I like about that is this. Jimmy is going to make mistakes. As I like to tell you, and people keep saying it's an excuse, but it's not. Jimmy G, for all intents and purposes, is just a glorified rookie. He's getting his reps in. He's getting the reps that he needs. He's having them Jimmy moments, but still in all, kid's competitor. He's a winner, fam. He's lost 3 times his entire career. No matter what you want to think about Jimmy G, maybe you don't think he's this, maybe you don't think he's that, maybe you don't think he's going to be anything in the future, but I got news for you. You don't start off like that and you keep winning. Jimmy G is going through the things he needs to go through right now in order to be the quarterback he's going to be in the future. Now, George Kittle gets back, and this is the thing, we can't use it for excuses. Part of the game is the injuries. When George Kittle gets back, the run game is going to go to the next level. Meanwhile, Jimmy G is learning some valuable lessons right now as he sees things that you're not going to see. You can't just see these things. You've got to go through them. Kyle Shanahan said it last year. He says we still got to go through some things with Jimmy that would have been ideal if we went through them last year. We're going through them now. Jimmy's seen them. He's recognized them. The only way you can correct the mistakes he's making now is you have to have the experience of having gone through them. And that's happening right now. Yeah, we getting mad. You getting mad. I'm not getting mad. I'm loving it. Because we're still winning. And why can we do that? Because Jimmy G can stay in class while he's got that breakneck defense to back him up. He's got nice personnel on the field, and he's going to keep continuing to grow. And fam, think about this for a minute. All those guys we're losing, a lot of them are coming back. They're coming back. And when they do, now that puts the run game was probably back on track. And now Jimmy G, who's being battle-tested now, we put it all together, and let's go. Oh, let's go. And then we go, you talk about singing ooh la la. Give me singing ooh la la with me every week. Singing ooh la la. Jimmy G gets experience he needs. The run game comes back together. Playoff time, this team could be ready. I'm saying the first year, the maturity level may not be what it needed to be, but the way they're going through what they're going through by design, this thing that scares us is helping us. Good things are still yet to come, is what I'm trying to tell you, fam. Oh,
I heard you hollered at me as I left last week.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you. Did you take my advice?
Did not take your advice. Put $1,000 on the Niners, and I'm up 3 bills from last week's cash funeral.
Wait a minute, what? How'd that happen?
Spread dropped to 9.5 before kickoff. I had to do it. And back to rolling. And no, I ain't cheating. But I am gone.
Okay, see, and I won't get into it. I can't get no love for that. You know what makes that bad? I'm the one who told him not to do it. If he wouldn't have did it, I'm kind of lucky he did, because you know how MC is. He would have blamed me if he wouldn't have wanted any money. But who saw that stupid finish coming? Picking up the ball, DJ Reed runs it in for a touchdown. All of a sudden the spread is picked up at 9.5, and it dropped to that. Oh no. See what I'm saying? That's fate, ain't it? Fam, you know what I want to do? I'm coming to the cam right now. I want to see how you're feeling about the state of the Niners right now. Niner fam, here we are today. I'm talking to Paul Lamarr. Paul and I got together way up early this season. Paul is from the Wisconsin. Paul, how you doing, man? I'm gonna give it all this. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm blessed to be on your show, and I'm very humbled to be on your show. So thank you for allowing me to come on the show and share a positive story.
And I tell you what, let me give a little brief on that. And this way, Niner fam, it's just, Paul's got an incredible story. I'm going to let him add on to it. But here, Paul was born in Racine, Wisconsin. He's Paul Lamar Hunter, by the way. Born in Racine, Wisconsin in 1970, the 19th of 21 children born to his mom's and dad, James and Louise Hunter. His childhood experiences included poverty, neglect, and tragedy. And after the deaths of his dad and brother, after the deaths of his father and brother Louise, focused her energy on the homeless shelter she founded. Though the shelter was meant to be a stabilizing influence for her family and a respite for the downtrodden, it was a breeding ground for dysfunction, as you know how some of these things go. A determined spirit and unshakable faith lifted Paul to earn a degree in business. Paul! Administration from Upper Iowa University. Father to adult children, Paul wrote his autobiography titled No Love, No Charity. The success of the 19th child. The book earned attention by Ebony Magazine, and he appeared on several television shows, including Travis Smiley, Tom Joyner, Fox and Friends. Paul has made the circuit. All right. Paul, he also promotes a message that the limits of nature and nurture are expanded by faith, determination, and fortitude. He's available for speaking engagements and book signings. You'll find Paul's logistics in the description. I'll add all that stuff. But Paul, your message it runs parallel to the 49ers right now. Paul, touch upon your situation a little bit before we get into football.
Hey, well, you already did. Like you stated that my mom, she's the first woman in history to birth 21 natural children. 17 of us living today, 63 grandchildren, and 87 great-grandchildren. So, hey, you cannot mess with me because I have a lot of siblings and I have a lot of nieces and nephews.
It's an army.
So what you have here, you have a not only an army, but you have a basketball team, you have a soccer team, you have a football team. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Growing up in a Hunter family, all of my siblings are Packer fans. I'm the only one that's a 49ers fan. So, I want to send a message out to those Wisconsin cheesehead, even though I was born and raised there. But I am predicting that my 49ers will win by 17 points, baby.
Oh, yes. Boy, it makes me want to holler. Niners! Paul, here's the thing. You, Paul, and I have seen some great teams down through the years and also some of the best quarterbacks in football history. Now, all of a sudden, enter Jimmy G into the picture. Paul, what are your feelings about Jimmy G going forward? And can we look forward? This is only his first full year as a quarterback. He's getting a lot of flack for some of the mistakes he's made. But Paul, you can see a little closer than that into this quarterback because you've been a 49er fan and you know and love these 49ers for that late, even though you're in Wisconsin, it was not able to stop you from watching the Niners. Paul, what about Jimmy G?
I tell you what, Jimmy G is a world-class quarterback. He already won 2 Super Bowls with New England, but now he wants to pave the way and set up his legacy for a very long time. If he can win this year's Super Bowl, it will set him apart from other quarterbacks. And I'm going to tell you something. The only thing that Jimmy G is lacking is the running ability. He holds on to the ball too much. When the offensive line collapsed, what Jimmy G should do is run because that's how you break down the defense. And I think he's going to do that in the playoffs. I think that Shanahan is saving that little attribute for the playoff because once that offensive line collapsed, I guarantee you when we get in the playoff, believe me, Jimmy is going to run like hell. He's going to be like a Colin Kaepernick, baby. He's going to run us into the Super Bowl, and we are going to bring that Vince Lombardi trophy back home where it belongs in San Francisco, baby. You know why we're going to win it this year? Let me say this. You said it. My mother, she birthed 21 children, okay? What sets me apart is I'm the 19th child. And guess what? It's 2019, baby. So we are going to win it. And I'm going to tell you another secret. It's 2019, and I just turned 49 years old.
Ooh,
and
perfect.
I'm a 49ers fan.
Perfect. Oh, it's got to be this year, Paul. Oh, it's got to be. Hey.
Oh, it will be.
But Jimmy, and you know what though? You bring up something because Jimmy does every now and then he breaks and run, but you can tell because he's trying to stay within the confines of what he's been told to do. I think Kyle wants him to sit there and keep his eyes downfield. So he's at the last second, and sometimes it's too late. But I got a feeling it has something to do with experience in this offense, and he'll probably learn to digest all that stuff and apply it to his own game. But right now, I tell you, I'm just wondering: do you think he's got the pedigree? Does he have what appears to be the right tools to be one of the greats?
You know what, Jimmy G does have the right tools to bring the Vince Lombardi home this year. This guy is very sharp. He learned from Bill Belichick from New England. So he's a smart, savvy quarterback. He knows what he is doing, but sometimes he get a little shaky and he has to overcome that fear and just go for it. Just go for it, Jimmy. Really go for it, Jimmy.
Paul, we got another issue coming up too. As you know, Dee Ford, the man we paid all that money for, one of the premier edge rushers in the NFL. He's been with us a little over half a season. He's had a couple of nicks and bumps and bruises and kept him out of the game. He's not going to be with us this very important week. If he was going to miss a week, it did not have to be this one. But Demontre Moore, I saw something in him during preseason. I was hurt when he left. I said, good grief, our team was so good, we're getting rid of Demontre Moore. He's back. Can he fill that void? Can he do at least a Dee Ford light?
Hey, it's the next man up. So I expect him to rise to the occasion. He's a superstar, baby. I'm being honest with you. These other teams that we are about to play, especially Green Bay, they are going to underestimate his ability. And I like that because I believe this guy is going to lead the 49ers come Sunday in tackles. Green Bay will not run the ball on us. I guarantee you that. They will not run the ball on us. Green Bay is going to try to throw the ball, and guess what? Sherman, Ward. Jimmy Ward is from Racine, Wisconsin. He was born and raised from Racine, Wisconsin.
I did not know that. I thought he was Bama born and bred. Well, he went to school in Bama.
No.
Wait.
Yes,
what's the name of that college?
Yes. He went to some school in Illinois, I believe.
Oh, you're right. I'm mixing him up with Kwasky T. They're just good buddies, but they were childhood buddies. Okay, well, go ahead. That story. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I know Mr. Ward through his uncle. His uncle, Alonzo Payne. He and I are best friends.
Whoa!
So watch out for Sherman. Watch out for Ward, and watch out for my boy Nick Bosa, baby.
Yes. I'm telling you, Rodgers is going down, and people think that Rodgers and company are going to come in and school the 49ers because of Rodgers' experience and pedigree, and I'm Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl, and I got all the experience in the world. I says, man, they tell that to the Chargers, one of the worst teams in the NFL, and just beat him to death just 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, and in fact, let's go ahead and get right in. What are you expecting? I mean, this game, and you already said 17 points, but give me some details as to how we go tear them up. Will you please, Paul?
Okay. You're going to look at Nick Bosa. Bosa, I think that he's going to have 3 sacks. Then you got Buckner in there. Then Buckner is going to have 3. So the total sacks that we're going to sack Mr. Rogers, the man that they call in Wisconsin, he's the man. But at the end of the game, we're going to have 7 to 9 sacks because our defensive line, them young boys are hungry, they're strong, they are determined, and they're coming after the cheese heads. Fans in the Green Bay Packers.
Dr. Fam, could you tell how Paul he's been beaten up by Packer fans all his life? And now Paul is reaching out. Packer fans. And Paul, it's so funny, because every week we get a bunch of fans from whatever team we're playing that be all over us and every social media. So your message is going to be well heard, boy, because some people be, boy. Paul, what do you got in mind for? You know what, though, we don't have George Kittle. Well, we might have. The 49ers won't commit, but it seems like Word on the street is George will probably not make this game. We already know Dee Ford's going to be out. Maddie's going to be out. But the next man up is the thing. You look at Debo Samuel. Paul, what are you thinking about Debo?
Man, you know, I like Debo because he is a very intelligent man. He's strong. This guy, he reminds me of Anquan Bolin. Remember, he used to play with Baltimore, and then used to play with the 49ers. This guy, look at his upper body, big, strong. And he's not afraid to catch a ball inside the middle. You know, he's not afraid. He can take a hit, he can absorb a hit, get back up and keep going. I really like this kid. If we're going to really go after teams like the Green Bay Packers, the Saints, also Baltimore, Debo have to step up. Yeah. Debo has to step up, and he's key because they're looking at him as a rookie. But this guy, he plays like he's been playing for years. 5 to 7 years in the league.
And here's the thing, Paul. You know what a lot of people forget about? You see, when these prognosticators say things like, the 49ers should lose this week, they don't understand as long as Kyle Shanahan and the genius of what him and his dad have built down through the years continues to breathe, why do people think if you give Shanahan that many tools that he's not going to be a force? They came out with no shame. NFL Network has already declared the 49ers the underdog.
Well, you know, you got to understand that ever since the 49ers started off 8-0, people still has been writing us off. Well, this is what they say, and I hear it here. Oh, you guys haven't played anybody. And I tell them this. All teams in the NFL are professionals.
Yes.
We have played what the schedule had allowed us. And now that we are winning and we setting ourselves up to let people know that the road to the Super Bowl through the NFC will go through San Francisco.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing right now. We're paving the way so we can say the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through San Francisco. And I believe it in my heart. When the playoffs start, the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through the NFC, and that's mine. San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, I tell you, Paul, what do you got for a score coming up this weekend? I mean, I know you got your 70 points, but give me a total on the 49ers points, and how much are we going to allow the Packers?
I tell you what, I think that we're going to win. We're going to score 35 points.
All right.
I can say that.
All right.
Packers going to lose by 17 points. One thing you got to understand, the Packers really haven't played anybody.
I know,
to me,
right?
They have been playing college teams. They're not that good. Aaron Rodgers, he's overpaid, underproductive. To me, he's not a great, quarterback. So I know that once this video goes on YouTube, I'm going to get a lot of emails from a lot of Packer fans, especially some of my siblings and nieces and nephews. But hey, it's just part of my story that, hey, you know what? I dislike the Packers because I was forced to watch the Packers when I was a child, and I never did like the Packers. So when I saw the 49ers play on television against the Packers, I stayed with the 49ers, and I'm going to remain with the 49ers. It's like a bad marriage, you stick with it through the good times and the bad times, but you know that the good times always outweigh the bad times.
I was just about to ask you, Paul, how the first place you become a 49er fan? There it is. Paul was made to sit down and enjoy the Green Bay Packers, and he did, and he found his team. And Paul, kudos to you for being a standout and an individual in your own house. That's a tough thing to do. But for you to have dedicated yourself to it, because you could have switched anytime, to any other team. But you stayed with the 49ers all this time, so I'm impressed. I really am. So, Paul, your score is good. We got 35 Packers. You're going to give the Packers 17? Since you got 17 points.
Yeah, I get the Packers. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I give the Packers 17 points.
All right.
But don't be surprised. Like I'm telling you right now, watch out for my guys like Jimmy Ward, Richard Sherman, Boso, Buckner. And, these guys are coming to play. And also, Witherspoon is back. I am delighted to see Witherspoon back in the lineup. He's out there running around like he's a little kid because he's excited to be back out there. He's healthy, and he wants to get those interceptions. Do you see one thing? Last year, I never forget, Green Bay beat the 49ers in Green Bay. And I remember my sisters and brothers, they text me, they tortured me, and now I tell them all the time, payback, the big payback. You remember James Brown?
Yes.
The big payback.
There was a movie involved in that song was used in too. This is good. You know what?
Yes.
Your day is coming, Paul. I got a feeling. Because the 49ers, I got a feeling they're going to make the adjustment because if Kittle was playing, we would be 10-0. But Kittle playing this weekend, it could be a bloodbath if we just had him. Because the offense does generate around him. The 49ers, pretty much everything they do has a lot to do with Jimmy G and George Kittle getting that offense kicked up. But there's been 2 games without Kittle. I got a feeling the 49ers are going to make the adjustments. When you go without somebody that long, you learn how to work without them. Just like Justin School and Brunskill on the edges, while McGlinchey and Staley were out, they finally figured it out, and after about 2 games, he was rolling. So I'm feeling the same thing about Dwelly. Not the talent that Kittle is, nobody is, but I got a feeling he's starting to get it. Paul, I really do.
Hey, I tell you what, like I say, next man up. I like Joellen as a backup tight end because the Green Bay Packers is going to overlook him, which is a good thing. I guarantee you this guy really steps up against the Green Bay Packers because what they're going to do, they're going to overlook him. They're going to say, oh, he's just a backup. That's what they're going to say. He's just a backup. Don't pay him any attention. And you see what he did against the Cardinals. He had 2 touchdowns.
Should have had 3. They called one back. And that connection between him and Jimmy Garoppolo is very important. It's probably going to happen too. I tell you what, Paul. I'm tell you what. We got to make a connection for the halftime as well. Let me. I need to holler right now, though, Paul. I'm going to count to 3 and give me that Niner scream. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
49ers, baby, all the way.
Thanks, Paul. Can you imagine being one of 21 children? Can you see a family that big, man? Oh, I'm impressed. Wait, Paul, I'm so delighted to meet you. But fam, hey, prediction score time, right? Fam, I gotta tell you, I got a theory on this game. Like I was telling you earlier, Jimmy G is learning a lot of things. I think the Packers defense can be exploited. I know first ballot Hall of Fame, Rodgers is, the thing is, I don't know if he has a cast to surround him that's gonna hurt the 49ers defense. Remember, Rodgers is not what we've been going through for the last 3 weeks. The 49ers have to be chomping at the bit to get at him. Can he get the ball out fast enough to avoid that rush? I watched Nick's brother Joey. I was laughing. I was, oh my God. Rodgers, I thought the offensive line was better than that. That offensive line versus our defensive line, what do you think? I don't think Rodgers gets off this week. Vegas says 3 points. Favorite, 49ers. I'm going to take it a step past that. I'm going to go ahead and say 27-17. I do not think that defense can stop the 49ers. Not now. Okay, the receivers may be a question. I know what you're thinking. Emmanuel Sanders, is he okay? I don't know if Kittle's going to be back. Kyle is waiting until Sunday evening to tell you or not. It's a game time decision. Kyle's going to wait until Sunday evening to tell everybody whether or not they're playing. If Emmanuel Sanders or George Kittle both come back, oh, this could get nasty quick as far as the 49ers being able to beat up on that Packers defense. They are good. They got a couple of guys come off the edge and do a good job. But I don't see Jimmy, because I do see, okay, let's look at our receivers for a second. You got Dwelly, Dwelly's been doing a good job. He's evolving, fam. That's what I like about Dwelly. He actually had 3 TDs. He only got credit for 2, but he got 1 called back. I got Kendrick Bourne in the red zone. I don't want him taking me downfield. Do we have to depend on Dante Pettis? Fam, if Coach runs up to Dante, this is Dante. I'm depending on you this week. I'm putting the ball in your hands. Dante, this is it. Let's. I need you. Let's go. You got Richie James in there as well. And Richie, you know how Richie is? You got my boy Kendrick around the goal line. I think we may have all we need. You still got juice. Do we have? You could send TC out of the backfield, and if need be, can also go with Haim the Dream. I think he's got enough offensive weapons. You know Kyle how he is. He's gonna scheme it up. I would stay to it. 27-17. Niners. Ooh, yes, fam. Please. Hit that like, subscribe, share, start the music, I'm leaving. Woo! Niners!
To the ball, boy, I got them hands like Dee Ford, ayy, coming at your throat like Dee Ford, ayy.